Hi, my name is Joanie Eisinger. Welcome to my channel. If you'd like to learn more about me, please go to my website, jonieswhitelightshealing.com. You'll find out a lot about me. I used to be a social worker in New York City, and I provided individual and group therapy for addicts and alcoholics, as well as the mentally ill in day treatment programs. I became a certified Gestalt therapist as well. Then around 2003, 4, 5, my life changed drastically and I became gifted with psychic and healing abilities. Today, I am a professional psychic, medium, and healer. I'm also a spiritual guide. You could find me on Facebook, like my Joanie's White Light Healing fan page, and if you'd like to friend me, please message me and tell me how you found me because I don't friend strangers. You could find me on LinkedIn, SoundCloud, and Twitter. I only bring in the highest of Christ-like consciousness, meaning the ones that had the enlightenment moments. No lower vibrations. I am not a fear-porn psychic. I bring in archangels and angels, departed ones and guides, elementals, consciousnesses, star beings, and ascended masters. Let's see, there are no timestamps on this video, so if you watch it past September 27, Spirit knows who will be watching and when. If what you hear does not resonate, I suggest putting it on the shelf and save it for another day. And if it does resonate, fantastic. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, press the bell all icon, and like and share and comment below the videos and let me know how I'm doing. And if you have any requests for future videos, any themes, please comment under any video. I will receive the message. Okay, so I've covered so many topics. I just asked Spirit, what do you want me to go over? And they said fibromyalgia. So I want to first preface this by saying, please read the disclaimer. I do not claim to be a medical professional, and I am not. I do not claim to heal or cure. Please see your medical professional. I am a psychic. I am a healer, and I am a medium. Therefore, I am channeling information, and this is to assist you on your spiritual journey. So I never claimed to study fibromyalgia. I have known people who have been diagnosed with it, and I've had clients who've come to me and they have said that they have fibromyalgia. So my understanding is that people are sensitive to the touch, and that they sometimes are achy and they also can be quite tired, and that people who are acutely stricken with fibromyalgia, some of them have difficulty working. Those who are parents have a lot of difficulty parenting. I've seen it mostly in women, and it doesn't come as a surprise to me considering what I've found when I've gone in after the person has reported that they wish to address their fibro symptoms. So what I have found is that people who have fibromyalgia have been taking in other people's energies. Now, this might not come as a surprise to you. This is not rocket science for many of you. Don't know. But the energies have been absorbed into the fascia. Some people say fascia, the under levels of the skin of the dermis, and they reside there. And this happens oftentimes with empaths and incarnated angels, ones that are just open books, they're sponges, they're bleeding hearts, and they're listening and counseling. They might be codependent. They might not know where they begin and another one ends, meaning their boundaries are poor. They might take their work home with them and start worrying about others. And as a result, the energy that is supposed to go through the person and out ends up residing on the surface of the largest organ in the body, which is your skin. What I would suggest that folks do who are experiencing fibromyalgia is ask themselves, do I wish to take on this role of infusing my body with another's energy? It's a very simple question. You are here to work on your issues. You wrote soul contracts and you have bucket lists that you set aside before coming into an incarnation of what you wished to work on. So again, I say this in many videos, you come first. The oxygen mask comes on you first. And for those of you that have difficulty with this, and there also may be people pleasers, I would read books on codependence and possibly go to a Codependence Anonymous meeting to learn more about this issue. It's a phenomenon. Okay, so after you've asked yourself, is this something that I want to take on? If the answer is yes, I would hope that you have been addressing your issues as well. If you are using others as a way to deflect and distract from focusing on yourself, then you've made a choice that I believe is not for your highest good. You might be learning about boundaries by, in fact, going over and focusing on others in order to remind yourself, oh yeah, boundaries, I come first. So if that's the case, everything is divinely ordered no matter what you decide or what ends up going down. But the bottom line is you come first and you are to address your issues. Now, in the absorption of another person's energies, some people might say, well, I'm not absorbing anyone else's energies. If you are suffering from fibromyalgia, it's possible that you are unaware that you are taking in others' concerns. So the next time, after you finish this video and you go out into the world, you can ask yourself, okay, I just listened to that person and they're going through a lot. Where am I with this? What am I doing with this information? I suggest if you are an empath, if you are a counselor, a light worker, even just that holding the space for another, it's important to spiritually distance or witness from an experience that you're having regarding another's pain. If you know how to do the transmutation, moving it through and out, that's fantastic. You are a vessel and you are allowing the energies to come in and up through your crown chakra and go home to the light. Some people, in fact, take the energy and they move it down into the earth. I prefer out into the cosmos because what I believe is that the earth, Mother Gaia, is going through a lot right now. And despite the fact that she is able to transmute, I don't think she needs more. But other people might agree to disagree, and that's fine. Now, regarding being an empath, there are souls who are naturally born empaths, and they come into this world and they just feel everything. And they need to possibly dial it down a little bit if they're having difficulty and it's now affecting their fascia. So the way you do that is that you make an intention scale from 1 to 10, maybe with a knob, and 10 would be feeling the most. And if you find that you're having difficulty with the absorption of others' feelings, you can put out the intention, you move it from a 10 to a 9. I do not suggest moving it from a 10 to a 2, 10 to a 4. If you're going to bring it down, you do it very gradually. And then you just be mindful of that and say, okay, well, I'm putting out the intention that the energies that come in are going to be slightly less. You could call upon spirit guides and the highest of the ones that you work with, your higher self, to assist you in this process. They say in the rooms of recovery, feelings aren't facts. So these are emotions that we have. There's like a palette of emotions, an array of feelings that we are able to feel, and that we can choose what we feel and how much and when we eliminate. Sometimes it's very difficult and time heals in that process. So we have the palette of emotions that are there to be experienced and then released. Okay. With that being said, that is one factor that I found is the reason why folks have fibromyalgia is the absorption, the supersaturation, the overabsorption, the supersaturation of others' pain. I found that another is there are folks in other lifetimes and they were beaten up. They had the shit kicked out of them. They were punched, kicked, beaten. There's a lot of physical pummeling, and they bring this into this lifetime as a result of karma, the unforgiveness towards self and other. So in that case, if any of you are fibromyalgia sufferers and you're not quite sure where this is coming from, let's do a healing. Across time and space, forwards and backwards across all generations, where you have been beaten and your body is racked with pain and there's a lot of pummeling. And maybe you also did that to other, and now in this lifetime it's karmic debt. And as a result, you have unforgiveness towards self and other. We ball them all up and we say inside, I forgive myself. Forgive everyone and everything. Great. Ask for everyone and everything's forgiveness. Please, all of you, forgive me because I had unforgiveness towards you. Thank God for these life lessons. And when I mean God, I mean the collective. We are all pieces of creation, and you are putting that out there, that you understand that there was a lesson involved in these karmic experiences, the lessons. I'm going to see if there's anything that Spirit would like to add to this. Know that you're not alone. There are a lot of people that suffer from fibromyalgia. There's a suffering continuum from feeling like you've got a flea bite to feeling like you've got the creepy crawlies, and numbness and pain and tingling and soreness. They're all different types of symptoms, and that go from mild to severe. And yes, I see that people have seen doctors. Some doctors understand, and other ones believe that it's a mental disorder. Whatever the case, I, as a spiritualist, believe that there's energy that's socked into your body that needs to be released. Some people need to walk, they need to move in order to release this energy. And if you are a walker, which is an excellent form of exercise, I recommend, as you are mobile and as you're moving your body, put out the intention that you're sloughing off any energies that do not serve you. They might be your energy. They could be others. So now I'm going to get into if any of this energy is yours. I'm going to see how that comes about. In my going in, when I do healings, I found that it's from the absorption of others' energy, or the pummeling beating from other lifetimes, or that you did it to other, and now you're getting it back in the form of fibromyalgia. But I'm going to go in now and see when it is your energy that you're placing, and you're not placing, but it just harbors in the fascia of your body. I'm seeing you're making stinging comments to yourself. When you are not the perfectionist, when you don't allow yourself to be human, when you have to do things a certain way and it's a control issue and it's around perfection, and not letting yourself be fluid with grace and ease. And then I see this, and I see a lot of resentment and guilt and pain and anger and suffering, and that there is an issue of control here. And that those of you that have issues around getting it done right, having to do it the right way, and if not, you get all messed up, you might have one of these freeze effects, and then it starts going into your body. Let's do some forgiveness work, shall we, humans? Across time and space, forwards and backwards, across all generations, where you're hard on yourself. You want things to be a certain way, where plans are ruined, the unexpected happens and you're thrown, and the energies fall straight into this body of yours, where it's difficult for you to sit and sleep and move. And you say inside, I forgive myself. Good. Have a sip of water. Forgive everyone and everything. Ask for everyone and everything's forgiveness and thank God for these life lessons. Fantastic. For those of you that are participating in healings, have a sip of water. Between now and when you go to sleep, just keep sipping because it helps flush any of the negative energies through the physical body. I'm going to see whether there's more regarding fibro. Some pre-birth plan to have this experience. I'd like to know what this feels like. Some people are interested in feeling restless and uncomfortable, and they want to know what that feels like. So if they put this energy through their system, and I see around age 10 to 17, I feel like flare-ups begin, and people are swimming in order to get rid of symptoms, and they're lying on the beach to try and warm themselves up to get rid of symptoms. It becomes like a negative cycle, and then it becomes the fear. When is a flare-up going to happen? How am I going to get through this? Is my life always going to be like this? So the pre-birth plan is managing discomfort. So for those of you that don't like feeling uncomfortable, you want things to feel smooth and soft and silky and pristine, and you might liken yourself to the princess and the pea, that you have to have it be luxurious or nothing. You might be the pre-birth planned fibromyalgia candidate. Let's get rid of any karma where it was practically impossible for you to sit in the unknown, where you were conflict avoidant, you didn't like a challenge, you did not like discomfort, and you wanted things perfect. And we ball them all up across time and space, forwards and backwards across all generations. And you say inside, I forgive myself. Oh, forgive everyone and everything. Ask for everyone and everything's forgiveness and thank God for these life lessons. And I'm not going to get my phone. Excellent. Toot your horns, because that's a very challenging incarnation to pre-birth plan, to have fibromyalgia in order to learn how to sit with discomfort. I'm going to go in regarding some of you who have fibro and see what remedies there are. Some need to whistle. It's very important. If you can whistling will assist you. The whistle frequency is fabulous for you, and if you can find a YouTube of someone whistling. I even asked whether yodeling was okay, but no, they say whistling. So whistling assists you. It opens up glands and it opens up your throat. I see air passages opened up. It gets your ears perked to hear how you sound, and I see your mood gets a little bit elevated. So some of you need to whistle. I feel like there's someone who's wearing a band around their waist in order to keep themselves erect or keep their stomach in, or both. Sometimes that does help. It's almost like counter pressure, and that assists you. So for the person who has a band around their waist, feeling very comfortable. And I have one hand in front and I have this hand pushing in the back, and I'm doing some acupressure right at my stomach where my belly button is, and equidistant on the other side with the back of my hand pushing in. It makes me feel calm, and I feel erect. I feel just right. So for some of you, you might want to try that trick. The hand on your stomach, and then the back of your hand right there, and then they meet, and you push in a little bit, and you could sit there for a little bit, see what it feels like. And then if you want to, you can switch hands if you get tired, and you could do it the other way. It's up to you. Let's see what else. Massage always works. I see mint and eucalyptus oil in a diffuser for some of you. I feel that that will calm. Rosemary for cooking, and maybe even a little bit of rosemary oil in a dish, and then have that essential oil in either a carrier oil or even some water, and let that sit there. Rosemary will help some of you. Some of you bike, so for some of you who are able to do that, either stationary or mobile, the biking assists. And I also see some of you listening for signs. Some of you are religious, and it's either a priest or a preacher, minister, rabbi. I hear words from the pulpit, and I hear that there are messages that come through, and they're right for you. So listen up. They are blessing you, and the words are for you to know you have not been forsaken. No self-pity allowed. There are no victims here in Earth School. Some people are swimming, and that's wonderful. Some people are eating hard candy. Now, I'm not sure whether this is for diabetes reasons or if people have an oral fixation, but you need to take a look at this hard candy chomping. Some people's gums are getting a little bit of wreck, so you need to consider another alternative. But there's something going on with hard candy. You might need to ask your doctor or your dentist or both regarding this. I think that you thought that it would help, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's the levels at which you're doing this, but your teeth are really getting a workout, and I'm not convinced that this is the best way for you. You must speak with your doctor and dentist about the hard candy. I'll see if there's any last bits before I end. I feel like some of you have a chalky, gritty mouth. Again, I feel like you're sucking in air. You're pulling in other people's business. You need to see whether you're nosy. If some of you are nosy, you need to change that. Take a look at what that's all about, huh? It's not your business. That's theirs. That's their journey. Stay on your path. You'll probably end up releasing a lot of shame and guilt and resentment and blame that's sitting in your system, in your largest organ, which is your body. And when there's just that overload, it is called fibromyalgia. Know when to mind your P's and Q's and when you need to intervene. I hope this assisted. Check out the rest of my videos. I've made quite a few since January 1st of 2020. And I'll see you again. Bye, y'all.